Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far and thank you so much for joining me here today. So we are renovating an apartment today. We're inside Myshuno, specifically in the 1312 21 Chic Street unit, and we're turning this unit into kind of a cozy, warm, eclectic, well-loved studio apartment. So I'm really excited to be able to share this one with you all. I did borrow this floor plan from the very talented Gryphi, so I will link her channel down below, as well as the video that I found this apartment floor plan on, because I knew when I was going to be playing around with some custom content today that I wanted to create a studio apartment, and this floor plan really did save the day. So thank you so much, Gryphi. And yeah, I'm really excited to be able to share this one with you all. So we're starting with the kitchen area here. I was under the illusion when I moved into this apartment unit, I was like, oh, I had in my mind that it was a lot smaller than it actually is. I don't know if anyone else does this. Sometimes when they start a build and they have in their head like, oh, I'm going to work on that unit today, or whatever the case may be, and then you actually start working within the space and it's a lot smaller than you remembered. It's been a while since I've been in this unit. I cannot remember the last time I worked in this particular apartment, so it was a breath of fresh air, and to be able to use all of this incredible custom content, it's just like, oh, chef's kiss. The tray files are listed down below and the custom content is included within the tray files. They are all completely free to download as always. But yeah, these talented CC creators, honestly, I love playing around with custom content because I'm not currently installing new content into my game as it stands at this current time. So I just went on a little bit of custom content shopping spree this morning, and I'll link as well my Pinterest board and then also my CC Finds Tumblr as well, because a lot of this custom content is listed on both of those pages, even though, as I was saying, the custom content is included within the tray files in a folder. So but anyway, yeah, this apartment is for a single sim. I suppose you could have a couple living here if you wanted to, definitely. I had more in my mind that this was a single sim. I think she's quite artistic, she's quite eclectic, she perhaps has been in the city for a few years and she really enjoys living in the city. She can't afford like a penthouse or I don't want to say a really nice unit, because I do think this apartment is really nice, but it's dated, it needs some things updating. There are cracks in the tiles, there's stains on the walls, but she's making the best of it. And I think she likes to thrift a lot of items as well. I think she likes to buy things second hand, which is why nothing really matches. And I absolutely adore doing mismatched builds because it used to be my thing many years ago. Like, mismatched, just sort of like random builds were my jam. So I always say when I do builds like this, it's nice to revisit my roots a little bit. Back in my Tumblr days, I was all about the mismatched furniture, and I mean like nothing matched. The colour schemes weren't even like, they didn't even mesh nicely together or anything. I just wasn't bothered. So it was really nice to revisit that, and it was just really nice to have fun with an apartment unit. So you'll have to let me know if you want to see more of this on the channel. As I said, I'm not saying that every single video is going to include custom content, but if you want me to do like a custom content suggestion video or like whatever the case may be, just let me know. But primarily my focus will absolutely be on non-custom content builds. But as I was saying, it's just nice to treat yourself every once in a while and just go on a little bit of a shopping spree and then test out the items in game to see what they look like. I adore how this apartment looks like as a one unit sort of thing, and you can tell that I was really excited to actually delve into game and mess around with some of the items, because I pulled them all out of the catalogue and I just placed them down randomly just while I was trying to work out what I wanted to do, where I wanted to put everything, what sort of swatches I wanted to use for various items as well. So I got a little bit happy, a little bit giddy when I found everything in the catalogue. But yes, as I was saying, everything, like all of my links will be in the description box below. All of my, like, you know, my CC Finds Tumblr and my Pinterest board and things like that, because I am quite active on both of those sites. If I find something and I'm scrolling on my phone and I'm not on my PC, it's very important that I know where to go back to to find it again. So I feel like I'm rambling again. I am sorry. And then I go back to the kitchen because I'm like, oh, we haven't finished the kitchen, because usually I'll work on one room at a time and I'll finish the room and then I'll move on to the next room. But then if I find something in the catalogue, I might pop back to that room very briefly. But as you can see, I didn't even bother cluttering up the counters because I was far too excited about the bed and just everything else that I was finding in the catalogue. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to say it again. It's a very rambly voiceover. I do apologise. I feel like I'm a little bit out of practice with my voiceovers, so just please bear with me. I'll get better again. I promise. Not that my voiceovers were ever not rambly, because they've always been a little bit rambly, but some of you quite like my rambly voiceovers, so I suppose that's a good thing. Anyway, at this point, I think the kitchen is pretty much done. I try adding a light in here, but I do end up changing that out for the light from the Nostalgia Pack by... Is it by A Winged Llama? Yes, it is, by A Winged Llama, and it's got like a fan around the light and it just fit the bill so much better. We've got a guitar case here, we've got a laundry basket with like a shoe strewn next to it, and like custom content clutter is next level. There is nothing that is comparable, in my opinion, to custom content clutter, and the stories that you can tell as well. I mean, I never really struggle with creating non-custom content builds because, you know, 99% of my content is CC free. But the clutter, please, like the paintings that you can get, just everything. And you know how I feel about paintings in The Sims 4 and that we are lacking. So it was really nice for me to not run out of artwork. Like, I had a plethora of artwork to choose from with this build, and I'm thrilled with it. I genuinely am. This is when I decide that I would like some accent brick walls. I love accent brick walls in apartments. I think they work so beautifully. And then we do temporarily put this base game wallpaper down because it looks very dated. And as you can see, I've got some custom content like wall decor pieces where it looks like the wallpaper's kind of coming away from the wall and things like that. I've got some stains from For Rent as well, which we know I love. I love to pull them out if I'm doing like a... I wouldn't say this is a grungy build, but like more of a grungy build, if that makes sense. So we've got things like that going on. And then I do end up changing the swatch of the bed because that one just wasn't really doing it for me. So I do end up going with this green checkered bedspread, which I really liked. It clashes like way too much, in my opinion, with the curtains in the kitchen, but that is the whole point of this apartment. It's not really supposed to make your eyes hurt. It's definitely a vibe. I would love being in this apartment, but I think I would feel quite overwhelmed with it as well. So it is nice when I'm building in The Sims, I can just kind of live vicariously through my builds, because my house in real life, it's not like it's not minimalist, definitely not. But we don't have stuff everywhere because I do get quite overwhelmed. Like at the minute, my office is making me feel just a tiny bit overwhelmed. And that's because there's quite a lot going on in here because it is my creative space. But now that I have a working from home job, I am also in my office for my real life job, you know, like my 9 to 5, my Monday to Friday thing. So I think I'm going to have to try and find this really nice balance of, you know, like a really personalized space with plenty of color for my videos when I'm doing my own camera stuff, but then also a really nice relaxing space when I'm at work and I'm getting a little bit stressed. But yes, anyway, now we're moving on to the living space. As I was saying at the beginning, this is a studio apartment, so everything is open plan apart from the bathroom. So I'm sure you all know what studio apartment means, but I just thought I'd mention it anyway. Now this sofa does end up changing right at the end of the video because there were too many checkered patterns going on in this one space for me. The checkered sofa, the checks on the bed, and then obviously the checkered curtains in the kitchen. It was too much for my eyes to handle, so I do end up changing that out for a different custom content sofa. I can't for the life of me remember which creator it's by, but it's amazing, and it looks so worn and so disgusting. I can imagine that sofa has probably been in this apartment unit and has seen probably 10 residents like sitting on it, sleeping on it, partying on it, and then she's just like, this sim has just kept that sofa. So that was kind of my plan with that. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. It's just that it's not really doing it for me at this moment in time, especially when I was taking the screenshots. Like here it looks fine because you can't see the curtains in the background, and then when I was trying to take my screenshots for the end of the video and then the thumbnail as well, I was like, whoa, there's way too many checkered patterns going on here, so I did have to pull that back. And then we've got like a little shelving unit in the corner here, which I do end up cluttering up more again at the back end of the video, because for some reason I put this lamp and this plant on here and then I forget about the other two shelves. I don't put anything on the very bottom shelf because I can't imagine why you would have something on the very bottom shelf. I mean, you could do, but just for me it didn't really make much sense, so I decided to leave it blank. But I do end up putting something on the third little shelf. And then I changed the artwork out as well, because whilst this apartment is cluttered, I didn't want it to be like, I don't know, like all those picture frames were just, it was too much for me. So it's really weird. It's like when you're doing a build like this, your brain kind of gets like this ceiling level, maximum capacity level of clutter and stuff that it can actually take. And then when you go over that threshold, my brain just goes, no, you need to pull back. So that was what was happening with those picture frames. And then for some reason it still looks a little bit blank to me, but you know, it's fine. I think it does the job. And I am still using, although, you know, it's like very few and far between items at this point, I am still using some of like just the non-custom content items, such as this plant and then that lamp as well. As I was saying, it's very few and far between. So please forgive that comment, because I think there's a handful of items in this build that are not custom content. Obviously the brick wall is from Businesses and Hobbies, that's not a CC, but I do end up changing out the wallpaper for some again, it's floral wallpaper, but I think it just fit with the vibe a little bit better because it is a custom content build, so I feel like more CC makes more sense in a CC build, you know? So anyway, I love this little pink sofa as well with all like the holes, and it's all worn, and I do end up adding these little pillows on here as well because they don't match, and I just thought it fit beautifully with the vibe that we were trying to go for here. And provisionally we do put some little pillows on this sofa, although again the sofa does end up being deleted near the end of the video. Oh, I end up trying it here for a little while, and then like I go through all of these different sofas. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. I just could not make my mind up as to which sofa I wanted to use. I felt a little bit silly by the end of it because it was the one item that just wasn't sitting right with me, and I'm not really sure why that was, but yeah, I don't know. I think this sim is really into music as well. Obviously you'll see a couple of stereos lying around. Obviously there's the guitar next to the bed, just at the end of the bed as well. I think this sim just really enjoys a little bit of everything. You know, they enjoy music, they enjoy art, they enjoy reading, and they enjoy their own space as well. As I said, you could put a couple of Sims in here, absolutely, but it's not how I envisioned the sort of family dynamic to be. I can imagine this Sim maybe has a cat or a small dog as well, because that little pillow next to, on the left hand side of the mirror in the bedroom area, that is actually a pet bed. So when I downloaded that, I had no idea that it was a pet bed, but it does double up so that your pets in the Sims can sleep on it as well, which I thought was really nice. The bathroom is quite plainly decorated, but I did want to go for that more run-down grungy look, just to sort of keep it, you know, familiar with whatever else we've got going on in the build as well. So I really end up enjoying this space. It's not necessarily a place that I think it's clean. I do think it's clean. It's just that all the cracks in the tiles would just drive me nuts in real life. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but yeah, they would drive me nuts personally. So then we just end up adding a few more clutter items in here as well, because you know, the rest of the apartment's cluttered, so I feel like the bathroom would also be a little bit cluttered too. A little bit of toothpaste on the sink as well. And this is where I actually left the game and downloaded this sofa, because there was no other sofa that was really hitting the mark for me. So I ended up landing on this sofa here, which I just think looks a lot better. But anyway, that is pretty much it for this apartment build today. It's a short and sweet one. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you would like to download this build, the tray files are available in the description box just down below. Thank you all so much for watching. You all take care, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.